Daybreak is all local all morning. We highlight an Indiana-grown company on Saturdays. Malele Kennedy is here to talk about the Indy Food Council. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Some folks can maybe put the pieces together, Indy Food Council, right? But what do you do throughout the day at Indy Food Council?
Well, right now we are in a strategic planning phase. So we are getting input from the community about what's important to them within the food system. And then we're also making sure that we are connecting with our local growers, with our consumers, with our retail outlets, and ensuring that we are providing those equitable resources around food.
So you're like a lifeline for food-based companies, whether they're farmers or shoppers in the city, correct?
Exactly.
Then tell me about this seed to store program, because I've heard of farm to table, but seed to store, that requires some explanation.
Well, we were fortunate enough to receive a grant from Indiana Grown to be able to provide our local growers. We're focusing on a partnership with the Indiana Black Farmers Co-op and supporting them and subsidizing their efforts to grow more fresh produce within Marion County. And then we're taking those, that's why it's called Seed to Store, is we're getting that fresh produce and we're getting that into our local grocery stores. So the Indy Food Council has the Local Grocers Coalition, and this is a coalition of small local stores within Indianapolis. Our Safeway stores are included in that, as well as Cleo's Bodega, Flanner House Initiative, and Rock Fresh Market, and the Wall Street Market. And so these are just a few locations that are starting out in this pilot program to receive fresh produce grown right around the corner from them.
Which is what you'd expect. You go to one of these super local grocery stores and you don't want like this corn from Ohio, you know, on the sign right there. You want it from, you know, 30th and whatever, just around the corner.
Right. So we're supporting that initiative, and we think it's important for our community to see local grown produce in their stores. We want to encourage them to eat healthy, and so with that produce we'll provide them with recipe cards and other nutrition information.
Who stood in front of the thing of kale and gone, I know I'm supposed to eat kale, but I'm not exactly sure how. So you've made that connection there for the folks at home too.
Yes.
And then what's this program? Food Comedo Raw.
Yes. So Food Comedo Raw 317 is an initiative to get consumer feedback about our food system. So we are asking every Marion County resident to go online and complete the online survey about how they relate to food. And we want to really be able to hear their views and then design programs and outreach that meets their needs.
What kind of questions? Like, how do you feel about mac and cheese versus where do you get your produce? The kinds of questions on there.
So, I mean, of course, we ask for our basic demographics, household size and things like that. But we also ask, do you feel that you are eating healthy? What are the barriers that you have to eating healthy? Where do you shop? What would you like to see in our community?
Helping you help them.
Exactly.
Great. And then I got to ask why, because I know that comida is food in Spanish, and then I saw rawl, R-A-W-L, and assumed it was a typo for crawl, but that's not. That's not.
No, Food Comedo Raw is food in English, Spanish, and Hakachin. We want to make sure that we are inclusive of all of the members of our community, and we want to reach out to our immigrant population especially, and so Hakachin is included as our third most spoken language in Indianapolis.
That's fantastic. The Indy Food Council, including everyone, and then helping everyone help each other. Very Indiana grown of you. Malele, thanks for coming in.